Hey everyone, this is Brad here in Fort Worth, Texas. Wanted to do another quick video on a 1911. This is a Commander. So you get the 4¼ inch barrel. This is a 9mm. Ed Brown. Extremely impressed and extremely happy with the way that Ed Brown turned out. The grip panels that came on here were, I should have had these out already, was this. Which looks good. I just wanted something different. So I ordered some different grips from Ed Brown. Kind of burl wood is what this is. That was the Coco Bello. Those other ones that were kind of had the interesting pattern that were dark. For the price point on this was right at $4,500, which turned out to me was absolutely amazing, considering I paid $65 for a Volkmann, $55 or $65 or $6,000 for the Alchemy Prime. I don't know why I keep saying that. The Alchemy Custom Weaponry. And the Ed Brown, even though it's a little smaller, more compact gun, and it's chambered in a 9mm, I thought the detail and the options that you can choose were great. I mean, nothing crazy, but the gun runs flawlessly. The snakeskin serration is awesome. I think that's so cool, that design, how it's smooth if you run with the grain of the snakeskin pattern, and then you get a lot of grip and texture if you move against it, which is really cool. Because looking at it, you would never know, but yeah, it's really nice. I was super happy with the way that turned out. High polish slide. I wish, if I would have done it over again, I wish I would have not done the flute on the slide and just done, I can't even remember what it's called, that pattern here, just the serrations. I think that it kind of gets a little busy with the fluted slide. So if I had to do it over again, I would leave that out and just keep this and the snakeskin serrations. Front sight's the orange dot. It's awesome. Light, darkness, doesn't matter. You will be able to see, which is unlike the gold bead sight, which I have learned to really hate now. But yeah, the gun is super smooth. Super nice. And one thing I've mentioned in my other videos, the grip safety, the beaver tail here, when it's at rest, it's flush, and when it's depressed or engaged, it's flush, which I think is so cool, because the Alchemy and the Volkmann, I don't know about the Nighthawk or Wilson Combat. I'll continue trying these guns until I find one I just love. I do love this one, so I do plan on keeping this one, the Ed Brown, which is crazy because it's probably $2,000 cheaper than the other ones that I've purchased recently. And I've kind of got into this a couple of years ago, so I'm really looking forward to trying some of the Nighthawks, because I only have that in the 2011, then the Wilson Combat. I don't have any Wilson Combat firearms. I carry this gun quite a bit, so if you see the scratching, it's just from the holster. Really nice, solid, well-balanced gun. You know, it's small and compact, I think. Not as, you know, compact as a 3-inch barrel on a Glock or something like that, but, you know, it's kind of a different world doing the custom guns as opposed to kind of the mass-produced stuff. Customer service at Ed Brown was great. Really, really good. I have had 0 experiences with bad customer service with at least out of Ed Brown, Alchemy, and the Volkman. Excellent customer service. One thing I do wish you would have more options on the 1911s is the trigger pull weight. To me, it seems like it's just too heavy, man. And maybe there's a way you can adjust that. I just don't know enough about the guns yet to learn how to make adjustments and tweak and modifications. Besides just your basic, you know, having to change a guide rod or, you know, disassembly to clean the gun, things like that. But I am extremely happy with the way the Ed Brown turned out. I think, like I said, for the price point, $4,500, and the detail that you can add to the gun is amazing. It really is. It's, you know, I don't call it custom, semi-custom, whatever you want to call it. But for the price point, I can't imagine that there's another gun that would be a better product than an Ed Brown. One thing I do wish, and I kind of noticed this on Volkman too, I wish this was it was just more straight, or I wish they would bevel basically where the little indentions are in the slide stop. I mean, I can kind of see why you wouldn't, or just because maybe you'd be afraid it slipped off and you want as much surface area there as you can get. But man, it sure would be nice just to keep everything symmetrical and keep your line straight. The Volkman's comes down a little worse, or excuse me, a little deeper, more pronounced, I would say. Here, it's not too bad. I mean, everything's very straight and lined up, except, you know, just when you get right here. Of course, I'm trying to be as picky as I possibly can, because some people watching this may go, yeah, I'm kind of debating on Ed Brown or Nighthawk and those kind of things. So I just want to try to point out as much kind of detailed things as I can to help people make maybe a better decision, because it's not like you can go rent these custom guns or anything like that. It's almost trial and error. So right now I'm still in trial phase, just trying out as many guns as I possibly can. But I am extremely happy with the Ed Brown and the price point. And to kind of give you an idea what I'm talking about, kind of getting hung up on this little area. Not getting hung up, my own personal hang-ups with not having the straight line. So this was the Alchemy. And you can just see how straight, where the slide stop and the frame, it's just a perfectly straight line. Now, there is no bevel on this slide, like there is a bevel here. So maybe that is the thing. Once you bevel that, or, you know, they just don't want to bevel this area, and I think it's because of surface area. You want as much surface area on the slide stop to catch the slide and make sure it never slips, which I get it, but man, it sure would be nice if something could be done about that, just so your line is super straight. One thing I do like about the Ed Brown is so the trigger pull, at least compared to the Alchemy and the Volkmann, it's a very short until you hit that wall. Some of them, you know, that's maybe a millimeter or two. Some of them I've seen where you push in, which to me seems way too heavy. Or just, I just wish they could make it to where you just don't have to push in very far or pull that trigger in very far in order to hit that wall. Ed Brown does a really good job. I was really impressed with that. It's extremely short before the hammer engages, which I really don't like the trigger pull weight on any of the 1911s, and that's because I got into the Atlas, the 2011s, and you can have the option to get a sub 2 trigger pull weight, which is crazy. I mean, it's like, I don't know what would be considered a hair trigger, but man, that thing, the Atlas or anything that's a sub 2 trigger pull weight is unbelievably soft and short. Really cool. Super happy. I'll probably end up starting collecting some of the Atlas. I do like those guns a lot. Some of their Tony, I thought, was amazing over at Atlas. Some of the other dudes, fucking dickheads, but I don't know. I find a lot of gun enthusiasts to be kind of weird, especially 1911 people. I think I've been banned from every fucking 1911 site because they don't want you to get pricing. They don't want you to talk about the gun and how much you paid for it to try to help somebody out. Bunch of fucking. Anyways, so that's why I'm on YouTube, because the 1911 forums, those moderators are fucking tools. But Ed Brown, highly recommended from me personally in my experience. Super happy with the way the gun turned out. It's beautiful. I would say I probably put 2,500 rounds through this. No rubbing on the grip safety or any. I mean, everything is really, really nice. Look, on the Alchemy, just after a couple hundred rounds, I started seeing the wear on the grip safety turning the black to silver, which, that didn't take very long. But extremely nice. I would definitely buy another Ed Brown, without question. Because 4,500, or like the Volkmann or the Alchemy at 6,500, 6,000, 6,500 price point, your Ed Brown's a lot better deal. The metals and steels, the steel can only be so good. The aluminums are only so good, which this isn't an Evo. I don't like lightweight stuff. I want as much steel on the gun as I can possibly get, just for recoil. But beautiful. Hope you enjoyed.